Welcome back, Patriots, for another episode of the Bald Brad Show. It is officially December 18th, which means 2 days until we're 31 days away from, well, I guess there's a 30 or 31. I can't do my math in the morning. Hell, it doesn't matter. Donald Trump being the next president of the United States, and I couldn't be more excited. I say this every time. I'm still on a high. From election night, I'm still giddy like a little schoolgirl. Joey's going to be gone. Trump's going to be coming in, making America great again. It feels patriotic. It feels good. And it also feels good to be back with all you great Patriots in the chat. I see all of you. And I see Fila Z Media says, good morning. Why did I have such a hard time finding this live? I love that you pointed it out because YouTube has shadow banned us for the last 2 years. Almost ever since we got monetized, they have shadow banned us. It's extremely hard to find our channel, but thank you for making the effort and joining us this fine morning. Good to see you, Peggy, Brian, Angel. We got a lot of people, and Eric Bird's coming out of the gate with the $20. Good morning, Patriot fam. No, sir. Good morning, and thank you always for donating to the show. I feel like your name is recognized now amongst all the Patriots. Glad to be with all of you. Patriot News, thank you for your content. Appreciate you, A2Z. Thank you, Patriot News. Love that. I know Patriot News. All right, so let's jump into the news itself today. We got a lot of it, folks. Oh, I can't keep up. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a callback regarding the drones that are flying over New Jersey. And I shared with you a personal story from when I lived in Washington, D.C. for about a year or two. And I was driving down the road. I was in the passenger seat with my buddy Joe. And I told you how I saw this craft. This is at nighttime. It was dark. I think it was along the Potomac, if I remember correctly. And you know when something's dark, but it's darker than like the outside, you could still make it out. And I just thought it was okay. Some craft. It wasn't making a ton of noise. It didn't sound like a jet. It didn't sound like a helicopter or anything. It just was kind of going. And remember I said how it made a green beam go down? Folks, I found a video that's exactly what I saw. I almost fell over off the couch yesterday, specifically last night, and my wife's like, what the hell's wrong with you? And I was like, I found the video. I found a video just randomly scrolling that I told the Patriots about. I got to show them this. So here we go. Check this out. This is the video that I saw. It's not 100% there, but man, it is pretty much there with the scanning and everything I was telling you about. I don't know how to make it full screen. Well, we'll keep it going. Let's go. Look at that. Look at that's exactly what I saw along the Potomac. Yeah, and it even had yes, thank you. Mine, the one that I saw was way lower than that though. Give you another go at it. Give you another go. You see that? Did you see that curve? You know when you see something and you're like, I'm going to tell my friends about this. There's no way in hell they're going to believe me. I've been holding on to that since 2015. I haven't told anybody that story because I thought people would think I'm crazy. I didn't think it was an alien. That's not what I'm saying. But, you know, people are like, oh, come on, dude. You're cracked out of your mind. Look at you. That's why you're losing your hair, Brad. You've lost it. You're stressing yourself out. Now you're seeing things, right? I bring it up to you guys. I sit there and make fun of Joe Biden for seeing dead people, conversing with them. Well, he does, and he's off his rocker. I don't want to be portrayed off my rocker. Well, you also have the Pentagon coming out. The Pentagon press secretary refuses to explain why the CIA and the FBI drone briefing remains classified, even as they claim the drones are just hobbyist models. I saw this yesterday. You know, we'll do this, and we'll do this one. And it was a great take. It was a very good take by this reporter. Great question. Let's roll it.
Just why does it have to be a classified briefing if these are just hobbyist drones? They're not military drones. Why is it a classified briefing on the Capitol Hill?
I'd have to refer you to Congress on that. Again, you know, sharing as much information as we can here. I don't have the briefing in front of me, so I can't tell you specifically, what aspects are classified or not. I can assure you, though, that again, we are sharing as much information as we can based on what we know.
Just
it calls it out. If it's just hobbyists, if it's just some 50-year-old guy in his mom's basement still mooching off her, look at me driving this, Mom. These people think I'm an alien. Then what's the big deal? Tell us what happened in the briefing. What are you guys looking at? What are they exactly? Where are they landing? Let us know all the details. A little odd, right? Why does it remain classified? What's in there that needs to be classified? What are you doing? Now we should just see. Even if it's not a nuclear warhead, even if it's not somebody dropping biologic, like some terrorist organization dropping biologics in the water and, poisoning people. Even if it's none of that. Now my concern is, what are you doing, government? Are you sitting there spying on American people? We've known they've been prone to do that before. And they came out begging people not to shoot these drones down just yesterday. Don't shoot them down. Maybe we should start shooting them down. If you're not going to tell us anything, we got to take matters in our own hands. And that's what it's all about, being American. Sitting there and putting yourself first ahead of everybody else. It's true. And when I mean everybody else around the world, including your own government, because your own government doesn't want to do their damn job, but they expect a paycheck at the end of the day. That's for damn sure. They expect a paycheck for not doing anything. You want to know who doesn't expect a paycheck? You want to know who is not going to get a paycheck? And said, I don't want the money. I don't want a dime. Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't even take a paycheck last time he was president. It's like the second person ever to do that. I think the first one was like George Washington or something. Look at him. Huh. That's our president, man. Donald Trump. We also have updates on the border wall here, specifically coming from Ted Cruz, and he's pissed. Ted's pissed. Ted's so riled up right now. So Cruz said on Monday night that officials in the Biden administration who are involved in selling off the border wall construction materials before President-elect Donald Trump takes office should expect to be criminally prosecuted by the DOJ. He was fired up, man. I love to see it. And you know what? Look, we need to really recognize with what's going on over there in Texas, the fact that they were able to hold it together as a state. The Lone Star, baby, held it together with millions pouring into their state. Imagine the structuring of the budget. Imagine how the movement of money had to go around to pay for things. I always used to share the story during COVID-19 when Joe Biden allowed hundreds of thousands of people early on to pour across the border. This is very early on during COVID. And what they did was they put these people in Greyhound buses and they were busing them to localities in Texas and Arizona. And back then you were mandated to sit there and give COVID tests to these illegal immigrants and didn't have money to pay for it themselves. So guess who had to pay for the testing? The local residents of Texas Americans and Arizona. And what happened was these localities were declaring like almost states of emergencies, and they couldn't pay for it. It was blowing their budget out, and they were begging like, what do we do? What do we do? So shout out to Republican politicians, Ted Cruz, Doug Ducey, Greg Abbott, Ron DeSantis, for keeping it in line because they experienced millions of illegal immigrants. Well, when Doug Ducey, I mixed them together. Doug Ducey and Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis started busing them to Chicago and New York. Remember how it crippled their infrastructure and they were begging Joe Biden for billions? Joey, help! We can't do it. It's crippling us. Try 40,000 people. It crippled their state with 40,000 people. Texas, Arizona seeing millions. It just shows you how better Republicans are than Democrats. Well, here's Ted Cruz.
Donald Trump says it's criminal. Do you agree with that, number one? Number two, he said he spoke to the Attorney General of Texas, Governor Abbott of Texas, and he spoke to both senators of Texas. Did you have a call with Donald Trump?
I've spoken to him many times. I haven't spoken to him today, but I'll tell you what the Biden administration is doing is brazen. Understand, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the Democrats, they are filled with rage, and they hate Donald Trump. We know that. But they hate the voters. They are angry at the voters.
Oh, we got the spinning wheel of death. YouTube does not want us to see this clip. But we got solutions. We don't give up here.
But they hate the voters. They're angry at the voters for how the American people voted on Election Day. and they are trying with bitterness to do everything to frustrate the will of the voters. So on the pardons, they're trying to do everything they can to frustrate the administration of justice. And I got to say, on the question of selling off the border wall, this is one of the most offensive things I've ever seen. Let me give you an analogy. Let's say you're a sheriff, you're an elected sheriff, and you get beat. You get beaten, so there's a new sheriff coming into office, and let's say you have 10 squad cars that are $50,000 apiece. And in your last week in office, you decide, I'm going to sell all the squad cars for $100 each because I hate the sheriff that beat me, and I want to make sure the new sheriff has no squad cars. Let me tell you what that is. That is theft of government resources. Let me be very clear to every official at the Department of Homeland Security or anywhere else who approves selling off incredibly expensive portions of the border wall for $5 apiece. You are engaged in theft of government property, and you should expect the Department of Justice to investigate you and prosecute you. This is a brazen abuse of power, and it reflects the views of this White House and Democrats across the board.
He's not wrong. Ted is not wrong. And either is George for joining the Bald Bread Army for 2 months. Thank you so much. I love the badge. Southeast Michigan. Shout out to those over there, the Philip Patriots in Michigan. Appreciate you for joining. And might as well plug this. We have another member video out just yesterday, a membership town hall where we give you the numbers from 2024. Folks, we're a small channel making a big splash. And if anybody in here was a member, I know Pat and Shib and others watched yesterday because I saw your comment. I think I saw Trey in there. I'm talking a splash. If you think that we only got like 5 million views last year, or this year, I should say 2024, if you think we only got 10 million views, I think you should become a member. It's 99 cents a month. 99 cents a month. You can become a member with a badge and hang out with all of us. It's way more than that. It's not even the end of the year yet. Jeez. Look, you got to go see the numbers, man. We're making a big difference. We, meaning you and I, the groupies, the Patriots, making a difference out here. And we're a small channel with one dude in a closet, sitting here getting conservative thought and ideas out there to new viewers. And it's all thank you to all of you that watch, and as well as those that give their hard-earned money back to the show. So greatly appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. We also have this right here. So I just pulled this up. Let's swing this over here. Bada bing, bada boom. This is breaking news. Top Border Patrol union endorses Tulsi Gabbard for intel post after she courts Capitol Hill. When I say breaking news, this just came up. Okay, just came up. The National Border Patrol Council on Tuesday endorsed Tulsi Gabbard, President-elect Donald Trump's pick for the next director of national intelligence. She's a badass. The NBPC endorsed Gabbard in a letter to Republican Senator Tom Cotton, the next chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee. Gabbard, a former Democrat and member of Congress, there's a lot of former Democrats, right? Elon Musk, RFK Jr., and others. Even Donald Trump was a former Democrat. Was tapped by Trump last month in one of the first nominations after winning the November election. On behalf of the National Border Patrol Council, I write to express our complete and total support for President-elect Donald Trump's nominee to be the Director of National Intelligence, former U.S. Representative Lieutenant Colonel Tulsi Gabbard. Love that. I keep saying this. Remember on the debate stage, Joey was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. If you just were to elect me president again. Like, why don't you just do it now, asshole? Like, you still have time. Yeah, you still have a month, Joe. You could do it now. And then the Democrats didn't like that his brain wasn't working, as if it had been working this last 4 years. It hasn't been working. So they get rid of him. They get rid of the most popular president in American history. Can I just give you an example? Now, I don't watch much football, but you know, there's Tom Brady. The guy's won multiple Super Bowls, or you can use Wayne Gretzky, Babe Ruth, doesn't matter who it is. That guy's on your team. He's allegedly in his prime, right? He was just the best baseball player in the world, or best football player in the world, doesn't matter. And you sit there and cut the guy. Wouldn't that raise red flags? Like, hey, well, what's going on? Why'd you cut the guy? What's happening with him? He's the best one. That's what they did to Joey. Cut him at the kneecaps, cut him at the ankles, got rid of him. Put in Kamala Harris, and she did the same thing. if you were to sit there and make me president, I'm gonna sit there and screw you. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm gonna make everything great. I'm gonna fix it. You could just do it now. You could literally do it right now. And they won't do it because they hate all of us. That's really what it comes down to. They hate all of us. Well, this I wanted to get to yesterday because it has to do with my state as well as the corruption you're seeing in government. And if it's happening at a state level from Democrats, you're damn right it's happening at a federal level from Democrats. And they sat there and, meaning they, New Scum, started ripping on Elon Musk and Ramaswamy, which I don't like. Now, they don't need me to stick up for them, but I feel like let me in the mix. Let me jump in. Let me pile on a little bit in terms of protecting my boys. Audit finds California. Yeah, this number's real. Some of you just almost spit out your coffee. California, my state, my tax dollars, one of the top taxed states in the union, spent $24 billion on homelessness in 5 years, didn't consistently track outcomes. This is how corrupt the state is. It's disgusting. Despicable. That's me spitting. California spent $25 billion to tackle homelessness over the past 5 years, and it's only gotten worse. That's the thing. But didn't consistently track whether the huge outlay of public money actually improved the situation. Well, it didn't. If you just have two eyes, hell, you only need one eye. You don't even need eyes. You could just smell it in the air. It got worse. There's no satire in that. You could smell how bad it is in downtown Los Angeles. You go to a third world country. Some of you been to a third world country before, and you know how the air smells. Yeah, that's what it's like in California, specifically LA. Despite the roughly billions of dollars spent on more than 30 homeless and housing programs, remember how they're spending like 180? Was it 600,000? I forget. It was hundreds of thousands of dollars per unit. You know those shipping containers that they deliver all our stuff in that come over on the boats? They're converting shipping containers to like these apartment complexes in California. And I think it's like $400,000 or something, $600,000 per shipping container. It was some astronomical number. Maybe somebody could find it and write it in the chat. Nuts. During 2018-2023 fiscal years, California doesn't have reliable data needed to fully understand why the problem didn't improve in many cities. Well, you don't need to gather that. I can tell you right now, the fact that you're giving people and allowing people to sit there and I keep saying sit there, but it's my phrase, it's my catchphrase. Maybe I'll just make shirts out of it right now. When you allow people to make tents, almost homes on the beachfront property, and then you go and give them money, you give them cell phones, you give them food, and you don't have them remove their stuff, and they start attacking tourists and the local citizens, residents of the area, that's probably a good indicator that things didn't improve. And that's why you have people coming in from all over the United States to one county, which is 25, I think it's close to 30 now, 30% of the homeless population of the entire United States is in one county. I'm not even talking about the entire state. Los Angeles County has over 25% of the entire United States homeless population in it. Let that one sink in, and the billions that are going to it. And I've said this guy right here, this guy that's about to rip Doge is a criminal. He's a scumbag. He doesn't know what he's doing. Case in point, what's happening to the state. And this guy wants to run for president. And so I'm going to keep highlighting what's going on in California, because if you guys think you're going to get away from all this, you're not. And I keep saying that. We're like the guinea pigs for the Democrat Party. They're going to try things here and see if it works. And when it doesn't work, they're going to pretend like it still does work. And when you suck at your job, you're elevated to the highest levels of office. Case in point right here. Case in point, Kamala Harris. Where'd Kamala Harris come from? California. I'm telling you, the state sucks. Well, why do you live there, Brad? Because I'm on the front lines, baby. Put on the helmet and the gear. We're storming the beaches.
We've been working, I don't know, before Doge was Doge. I don't know what this is just like a promo project. We've been doing civil service reform in this state. We've been consolidating job classifications. We've been updating job descriptions in this state, and we waived those requirements. And in fact, I think it was in August, earlier August, we came up with your shop, we're going to double that next year. In fact, by 32,000, it'll be 62,000 positions. We will have eliminated those barriers and that requirement. So California's been a leader in that space.
Oh, shut up. You're so bad at your job, dude. This is what Elon Musk said to it. Elon Musk responded, if you pay organizations according to the number of homeless people they manage, you create an incentive to maximize the number of homeless people, which is exactly what happened here. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Yeah, it turns out when you start having all your buddies create nonprofits and then you shell out billions of dollars to your buddies for those nonprofits that don't actually solve anything, and then you go, oh, well, it turns out we didn't have any data. This nut job, not Elon Musk, Gavin Newsom, lost millions of dollars. Yeah, y'all remember that, how it's just, we don't know where it went. Millions of dollars just disappeared for homelessness. Yeah, no idea where it went, couldn't track it. So you have this video here. This is Newsom, right? Yeah, no, he's solving it, you guys. He's making a difference. He's heading up, putting forth California as the top state. It's the best state, right? This is what's going on in California. I'm gonna mute it because that siren's annoying as hell in the morning. Sorry for blowing out your ears. Yeah, if you're on audio, this is just it looks like a black guy just trying to steal stuff right there. Is this at Ross? We'll get it at Ross. This is California. This is Long Beach. Oh, it is Ross. Yeah, it says Long Beach Ross. That's Ross for you. Long Beach. I've probably been to this store, by the way. And you know what Democrats will say? Reparations. It's reparations. Yeah. No, they deserve it. Christmas shopping. That's all it is. It's just Christmas shopping in California, you guys. Hey, you don't have to pay for things here. Yeah, you don't have to pay for your bond. Yeah, no cash bond. But don't worry, he's fixing it, you guys, and that's what he's going to do to this nation. If he's elected president, Newsom is going to sit there and fix the country. Yeah, he's going to fix the country. Speaking of Doge, you guys are having a good time. Smash that like button for me. It really does help, whether you're over at YouTube or Rumble. What it does is it kind of forces the algorithm to send our videos out there to people and where they can find us. And as you could see from a fellow patriot up top there, Fila Z Media again said, good morning. Why did I have such a hard time finding this live? Thank you. Yes. So that will help people find our channel, find our live. And I might as well say this now. If you feel like you want to contribute in some way, shape, or form, and you can't do it money-wise, again, this is not a plug to give me money. That's not the plug. The plug is, if you do watch one of our videos that we upload throughout the day, that basically takes the show, the hour-long podcast, and chops it up, if you could watch those videos and hit the like button, but watch all the way through and leave a comment, I know it's asking a lot, that helps tremendously. It tracks all of you guys individually, and as long as you stick around and you stay engaged, like you're watching all the way through, it tracks that and it helps our numbers. And what it does is it says, oh, people are liking this. They're watching all the way through. Let's pump this out to more people. So it tracks your what's called your engagement and your retention. So for the patriots that do that all the time, I know there's a few of you in here, more than a few, by the way, close to 100 of you that watch my videos consistently. I really appreciate you doing that. Even if you put it on mute and watch it, thank you so much. It helps tremendously. So that's one way you could sit there and I keep saying sit there. My goal here now, it's no cussing and no sit there. Thank you to those that called me out on it. It's my catchphrase. It's what happens when you lack in vocabulary. It's true, by the way. I lack in vocabulary. I didn't do well as a kid. We have Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. Sound a little bit of like Trump mixed with Tyson. I'm Mike Tyson. I'll eat your children. I'll sit there and put your baby in a microwave. So Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy point to Doge targets. I haven't read this yet, and you know I'm giddy about Doge. Elon Musk and Ramaswamy are dropping hints about where the co-leads of President-elect Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, which I believe is going to end July 4th, 2026, which I'm glad there's an end date for a government program that's being started up, on trimming federal spending when new administration takes over in January. Hey, if Elon and Vivek see this, you can cut full funding for California. I live here. Will it cost things to go up for me? Yes. Completely just give $0 to California. They want to act like, you know, they're all high and mighty. And I say they, because it isn't funny. I don't include myself with Californians. But you get what I'm saying. Just cut it all off. I don't care. Musk, the wealthiest person in the world who is known for his ambitious goals, has set an aim to slash $2 trillion. Yes! Woo! From federal spending under the initiative. I got goosebumps from that. A billionaire in his own right, he said entire agencies will be deleted. Yes, that's right. I hope this takes place at noon, January 20th. I want so much information. My head is spinning trying to sit there and present it all to you guys. IRS simplifying U.S. tax code policy. In 1955, there was less than 1.5 million words in U.S. tax code. Today, there are more than 16 million words. Doge posted in the X account. I used to be a tax accountant. Like, I remember entire walls being filled with tax law, tax code. Because of this complexity, Americans collectively spend 6.5 billion hours preparing and filing their taxes each year. This must be simplified. I do agree. You can easily simplify it. You could fast track it, make life easy for a lot of Americans. It puts tax accountants out of a job. That's for damn sure. Department of Defense, the Pentagon's chronic audit failing. We've talked about this, where they failed. Is it 7 now? Let me see. I know it was 6 before. 2 days after the previously cited post, Doge flagged that the Department of Defense has failed seventh audit straight, by the way. It's not like, hey, we did it 1 year. Woo! No, 7th straight. They don't know where almost 900 billion went. They can't even account for it. I think the previous year was $1 trillion, wasn't it? Yeah, no clue. Just money gone. Just poof. Yeah, somebody lost almost $1 trillion. Can't account for it. You can't even fathom $1 trillion. That's not belittling anybody. It's a number that you can't fathom. You don't even know what $1 trillion looks like. Most Americans don't even know what $1 million looks like. $100,000. When Musk saw the news about the Pentagon's latest failed audit, we wrote on X, sounds like a job for Doge. Yes. Yes. In subsequent posts, Ramaswamy noted that the Department of Education just failed its 3rd consecutive audit, and the U.S. Department of Agriculture showed significant deficiencies. Good. Fire them all. Just all gone. Click of a button. Delete. Don't need you no more. You know how much money we could just save right there? You're talking 3, get rid of 3 agencies, big time. Like completely delete the Department of Education. Don't need that. Okay. We need the Department of Defense. That one's kind of important, right? That's one of the main functions of government, but we could delete a lot of people in there. That would help. Yeah. Maybe the people that are part of all this that's here. That'd be nice. Congress, 516 billion authorized for expired programs. Delete. Ending government employees working from home. Delete. Just delete. Expanding government projects, expediting them rather, modernizing and finding cost-effective government IT systems. So they got their workload, and it just keeps going. It just keeps going and going. So if you want to check out this article, actually, this is Fox Business, and I'll show you actually, no, we'll just copy and paste it into the chat. Why don't I work smarter, not harder? There you go. So there's the link. If you guys want to read that, that's Fox Business. It's good read. Get informed. You also have Morning Joe. Joe Scarborough's back. Remember how Joe said that Trump was going to start executing people in the streets if he was elected president? You might be saying, Brad, did he really say that? Yes. Yeah, Joe Scarborough said that Donald Trump was going to lock people up, arrest them in the streets, and execute them. And then he went to Mar-a-Lago and met with the guy. If you really thought that Donald Trump was going to start executing people in the streets, why would you go meet with the guy? Wouldn't you be putting your own life at risk? Well, Morning Joe is going after Pete Hegseth, a retrograde throwback to the Crusades. Yeah. It makes sense that he would say something like that because he's a psychopath.
Questions. I agree with your assessment of all that. I want to add one that didn't come out vividly there, and it's his comments about women. Women in combat, women in the armed forces. He's trying to kind of walk back from that, but the gist of his commentary thus far has been women are not additive to the mission of the Department of Defense. Look, I commanded thousands of women in combat starting in 1993 when I was captain of a destroyer with a crew that had both men and women. I've commanded women in carrier strike groups. under my command in Afghanistan and U.S. Southern Command. Women at the Naval Academy, we talked about the Army-Navy game, there are 22 guys on the field. There are 8,000 people in the stands from Annapolis and West Point.
Why is there not a single woman playing in the game?
One-third of them are women. So that basket of policy issues, both the ones you described, and I want to hear from him, full-throated support for women in combat in the military, because that's the reality. You can't man 100% of the force with 50% of the population. That's a recruiting challenge no one will overtake.
Yeah, and Elise Jordan, I find it hard to believe that Jody Ernst, who understands about women in combat, who understands about sexual abuse, who understands all the things that she understands. There's never been a nominee more lined up for her to vote against. Is she really going to fold on all of her principles, on everything she has fought for on the Armed Services Committee regarding the protection of women in and out of uniform because a couple of ads are run against her?
And what could he say now? What could he say that would unsay?
There's nothing that he can do to unsay what he has said. 16% of the U.S. military, women. I have embedded with female Marines in Helmand who have been under fire. Women in combat, they handle it just fine. They handle it just as fine as the men. The fact that we want this retrograde throwback, I don't get the balance between
to the 11th century.
The Crusades.
It used to be like, oh, they want to go back to the 1950s. He wants to go back to the 11th century.
I know, I don't get it at all. How do you have Elon on the one hand saying that our tech is so outdated and antiquated, and then you have a defense nominee who wants to go back to the Crusades? It makes no sense.
I mean, it kind of does. I've said this for a while. The way that Democrats have been wanting to run our military is to advance technology, which I'm fine with. I'm cool with the drones. I'm cool with all that stuff. My question has always been, all you need to do to disable everything is fire a nuke in the atmosphere. All those electronics, all the stuff that you just advanced, all that drones, none of that works, by the way. All China needs to do to destroy this entire country, I'm talking killing everybody, just needs to blow up a nuke in our atmosphere. It doesn't even have to hit the ground. I'm not even talking about destroying buildings. All you need to do is just explode it over the air. Game over. They've already done the study. You can actually look it up online. How many people will die in a matter of 3 months? It's the majority of the country, by the way. You want to know the short answer. So EMPs completely kind of destroy all of those electronics. And the reason why I want to bring that up is because if you recall, I think it was about a year, maybe 2 years ago, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden wanted to basically electrify the entire operating vehicles of the military, make them utilizing batteries, energy efficient, like basically Teslas. And I said, that's not a good idea. Hey, thank you so much, George. Here's an Xmas gift. Ooh, Santa came early. Heck yeah. Maybe buy yourself some hair tonic. Damn you, George. Damn you, George. That's why I love this community, man. We got the best community. Oh, shit, I'm sweating. Thank you for that, by the way. I appreciate that. If you can't make fun of yourself and you can't enjoy a good poke, you know what? Maybe, I don't know. I love comedy. I appreciate that. Yeah, see there, Joanne thought it was funny too. That was hilarious. But damn you. And I appreciate that. Thank you for the $5. Really appreciated. Though it shows you have thick skin, right? I freaking find that stuff great. I don't even know what the hell I was talking about now, George. Look, you threw me off with that Christmas gift. Thank you. What was I talking about? Oh, electrifying our vehicles. So that's a major problem. I don't mind going back to the old, I don't say World War II, but the old school type stuff, just the gritty, the gas, the oil, right? The plume of black smoke coming back out of the Humvee. I'm cool with that type of stuff. But this whole idea, I'm okay with women being in the military. Somebody kind of pointed out, I think it was Angel flying drones, flying, fighter pilots, stuff like that. The reason why I don't like women on the front line being infantry is because you see those videos when you're in the trenches and you're in actual war, and you got a guy that's 6 foot burly, and you're a 5'2" little girl that can't do enough push-ups compared to the guys, and that guy's sitting there just pounding his helmet into your face, killing you, probably shouldn't have been there in the first place. Now you could say, well, yeah, but can you say the same thing about guys? Yeah, but at least I'm going to have a fighting chance up against a 6 foot guy, because most people aren't above 6 feet. I'm about 5'10" on a good day, so 2 inches, right, plus some, and I'm not exactly a small guy, so I think I would at least be able to defend myself. When you're 5'2", scrawny, and you have to lower the standards to get in the military. Probably not a good idea. Maybe we should rethink about our standards and not having women as infantry. Now, if you're a woman and you think differently, that's fine. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying you shouldn't be in the military. If you want to go do that, okay. I don't know if I rely on you to throw me over your back and carry me out of a combat zone if I got thrown in the mix, if there was a draft or something, but okay. What else do we have here? NBC, well, MSDNC, I guess is what we like to call them, hosts details Biden team's effort to shut down interview after asking Hunter Biden question in 2023. Stephanie Ruhle described a moment during her interview with President Biden in May of 2023 where the team attempted to shut down the interview right after she asked about how an indictment of his son, Hunter Biden, might affect his presidency. Quote, in the way of traditional media, the White House runs the show. When I interview President Biden, they gave me 10 minutes. Well, yeah, that's how long he's able to stay awake for a time, is 10 minutes. A politician could knock out one answer in 15 minutes. That's true. At minute 9.5, I asked the president, your son Hunter might be indicted by the Department of Justice. How will this impact your presidency? But if you know that they're going to sit there, I did it again. If you know that they're going to end up answering a question that takes 15 minutes and they give you 10, why wouldn't you lead with this question then? If you're worried about this question not being answered, why would you not have that be your first one? Don't act like you're holier than thou and that you guys show respect to politicians anymore. That went out the window in 2016 with Donald Trump, the way you treated him, and still do. Just lead with that. When the interview aired, Biden aide's interruption did not appear, but according to the transcript as reported by Mediaite, there was crosstalk noted. Ooh, a little bit of drama noted after the MSNBC host asked the initial question. She asked the president to repeat his answer, citing issues with audio. Sure. A completely reasonable question. As soon as I said those words, President Biden's team waved in front of the camera, started screaming and yelling, and stopped the interview. I guess this is it right here. Let's see if we have it. Let's see if it'll work. Oh, look at the ad. Give me a break. All right, we're not watching. I'm not watching ads. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. We got more stuff to cover. Way more stuff to cover. If you're enjoying, again, hit that like button, folks. It does help us greatly. Thank you to everybody that's already donated. I want to know your Patriots takes. I guess I should have asked this in the town hall yesterday, but we got everybody in here. I want to know what you guys think about this. We kind of looked at it yesterday. I didn't know it was a thing, and we kind of played with it. So I got you here. I guess I should have done. It's more of a Friday episode type thing here. You see my chat here? This is all you guys. And we also have Rumble over here as well. I can also pop that out just so you guys kind of see what I see. Because Rumble is going crazy as well. These are my two chats that I look at. There's also X. I got a lot of chats. Now, if you look at this, you guys can say hi to yourselves. There's a goal here that I can click. Do you guys think I should utilize this? The reason why I don't really want to, and I don't know how to take it off. Say I go like this. You guys can donate to the show, and it's like, oh, we can reach different goals here, right? And yesterday I just clicked the blue one because that was the cheapest one. I didn't know what it did. And you can do a timer. Oh, can we reach the goal in 30 minutes or whatever? And do you guys think I should utilize that? Or is that kind of like, that's a little much. It's a little pushy. Let me know in the chat, mostly on YouTube. Hey, what's going on, Pam? Curious of your guys' take. Because sometimes as a creator, you don't know how your audience is going to take something, and it might be what's the word I'm looking for? Like misconstrued. Just curious on what you guys think about that. Let me know. Boom, boom, and those go back over to my other screen. We have the border czar here. Incoming Trump border czar has a message for Aurora chief of police after arrest of suspected gang members. Oh, wait a minute here. I was told none of this was happening. What? There was gang members arrested in Aurora? Could it have been in the apartment complexes that we were just told? Well, none of this was happening. When were we told? Democrats are asking. Democrats, we were told just the other day with Kristen Welker, who interviewed Donald Trump when he said, you have so much potential. She said that this wasn't happening. Weird. Really weird. Incoming President border czar Tom Homan, who I can't wait to get in. You guys are giving me so much freaking content. Called Aurora chief of police to hand suspected gang members over to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents so they could be removed from the country. The Aurora Police Department arrested 14 suspected gang members in a home invasion Tuesday at an apartment complex. Oh, that was the center of a viral video over summer. Well, Kristen, can you explain that to all of us, please? That you just got done telling Donald Trump and interrupting him that wasn't happening, that was fake. And Trump, I can even detail exactly what Trump was saying. Kristen, I sat there and I showed the video at my rallies. Every rally I showed the video. What do you mean? It's happening. Liar. I added a few things in there, but he did say that he showed the video at his rallies. And she's saying it doesn't happen. That's why the media are just so corrupt. They're disgusting. Aurora Police Department Chief Todd Chamberlain provided an update on the arrests at the edge of Lowry Apartments, saying the incident was without question a gang incident. Well, I'm sure glad Joe Biden allowed them to come into the country. No, they're here for a good life, you guys. Oh, they deserve reparations for some reason. I don't know. Because the white man blame everybody. Blame the white man for everything. These are reparations in the same way we saw those black dudes taking over Ross right here and looting it. Yeah, these are just reparations. Yeah, there's some nameless, faceless, shadowy figure holding them down. Yeah, they're keeping them from being successful. Yeah, somebody made them do that, you guys. Yeah, you can't blame them for that. Now, that immediately went on. And by the way, I would say the same thing about white people. Scumbags. It doesn't matter what your race is, to be honest. I'm just highlighting it for those that are on audio that might be going, well, what are we watching? What's going on? Now that immediately went on, that's public record. That was in the transcript. That's totally something else. What am I doing? Jesus, I'm on the wrong thing. And if law enforcement officers, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Officers don't help us do that. We're certainly going to do that starting January 21st. Nice. Now, can we question Todd? Okay, Todd. Why not January 20th? Trump gets sworn in on the 20th. You wanted 21st. Bada bing, bada boom. You know, I think we can do it the 20th. We can do the 20th, right? You gotta set your expectations up here. Sometimes it's not going to be met. Our entire country is based on the expectation and ideology that all men are created equal, right? Endowed by their creator, all those things, right? All these things up here. And we try to reach them. We won't always reach them, but we try. We try. Come on, Todd, 20th. We want the Patriots. You want the 20th too. I know you do. I want this 21st crap. Here's the other article. 19 suspected Venezuelan illegal alien gangsters detained at Colorado apartment complex. Like I mentioned, we were told just the other day that this was not going on. This was not happening by Kristen Welker. The other interesting thing is, that should worry all of you because we all go see our doctor. Major Medical Association pushes for DEI to be embedded in everything. Oh, goody. Goody, goody. Remember how they wanted blind people to fly aircraft? Some of you just spit out your coffee again. I understand. We got a lot of new people that watch this show. They tune in every single day. We get new people. I am fully aware that when I say things, it sounds like I pulled it out of my ass. I am fully aware of that. So when you hear me go, remember how they wanted blind people to fly airplanes? You might think that's a joke and laugh your ass off. It is funny. Don't get me wrong. It is funny in a totally different universe. It would be a joke, but not ours. No, it's real. Yeah, they're just, I can't even. Yeah, they're underrepresented is what they said. We need to hire more blind people to fly planes. We covered it. Yeah, we have a show on it. Brad, we need a sit there shirt. Damn you guys. I'm working on it. You know, sometimes there's a word for that when you talk a lot. There's another thing I say all the time too. I say right. When somebody catches you on it, you start focusing on it and you need to change it. So that's why I said, I'm glad that you guys write that stuff in the chat, in the comment section and stuff for me to analyze. And that's why I watch my show over and over again to be able to better myself. And that's one of the things I want to change is stop using the same words over and over again. My vocabulary is limited. Again, I've always told you I'm not better than any of you. I'm not some sort of smart guy like a Ben Shapiro or anything. I'm just a simple man. I'm a simple man. I like cigars, whiskey, and fire. That's it. That's it. I see a comment. Andrew7643 commented on my video. I'll have to check that out. I get notifications from Rumble. You guys can see it on my watch. All right. The association that facilitates medical education in the United States pushes for schools across the country to embed DEI initiatives into all aspects of their work and institutionalize allyship. The AAMC, American Association of Medical Colleges, which works with 171 accredited medical schools in the United States and Canada, hosted a webinar Thursday on allyship, featuring instructors from across the country talking about how to embed DEI into their organizations. This is a big deal because DEI is a crippling virus, and it from the inside out just dissolves what's going on. It's one of the progressive left's branding, the same way that I showed the branding in my Trojan Horse book, where it says racism, Black Lives Matter, AOC, Green New Deal. It's this ideology that the left utilizes to destroy things. And the other side of it is they think it's going to make everything better because this isn't working. They can't look around and go, not working, probably should stop. I'll give you an example. We just covered it today. The homeless crisis taking place in California, giving $24 billion over the course of 5 years and not realizing that it's not working. If anything, it's only gotten worse. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy. They're not capable of looking at a problem and realizing that their behavior has contributed to that problem. And that if you keep contributing that behavior to the problem, meaning giving more money to it, you're only going to make the problem worse. They're actually not able to do it. It's a remarkable thing. It's a fascinating thing to sit back like us. We're sitting back and watching this going, we're talking to each other, right? Patriots. Are they really not able to see how that's messing things up? This is when you start going to the emergency room and you're supposed to get your right leg fixed, right? Just a simple suture. Yeah. Right? Next thing you know, you see the anesthesia lady walk in. What the fuck's going on? What the fuck's going on? I'm just here to get stitches. What the fuck's going on? All right, count to 10. Fuck off. Right? You wake up, your arms and legs are gone. Quadriplegic. Oh shit, what happened? DEI is what happened. Yeah, this person went to medical school and didn't pass a single exam and they just sat there and curved everything so you're good. That's the education system nowadays. You can actually fail an exam in high school and just completely get it curved and now you get a B. It's not a joke. The entire education system is fake. I keep telling people that. Nobody believes me. Your entire education system, college, all fake. Most of it. All those grades, people do not get A's and there's some legitimate A's and B's. But the education system is so brought down, it's so low that you have to curve everything so people can pass. You can actually copy and paste questions from notes onto an exam and they'll still fail it. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. You think I'm joking? I'm not. It's all curved. It's not real. None of it's real. But like I said, there's people who get legitimate A's and B's. I've always explained this. College is the new high school. High school is the new middle school. Middle school is the new preschool through kindergarten. Because you'll walk into high school classrooms and see the turkey. You remember how as a kid around Thanksgiving in elementary school, we used to do the turkey. You put your hand in paint, go, suck it, and just put your hand on the paper and then you draw a turkey out of it. You will see that in high school classrooms now. I'm a Pisces. March 13th is my birthday. You must be a Leo. Thank you though, Pisces. But you get what I'm saying? You'll see finger paintings in high school classrooms now. Different times have changed. When did astrology start going on in the chat? I feel like I just jump into weird conversations. Oh, we have another one. Speaking of medical school, to host course with activist who said white people are psychopaths. Oh, goody. I'm I'm pretty white. I'm hairy and white. I'm like Robin Williams hairy. How is it I get all the hair here? You know what I mean? But I don't get any up here. Used to. University of California, San Francisco. That makes a lot of sense actually now. This make where it's from. Of course it's from California. I told you, we're the guinea pigs. Of Medicine is hosting a continuing education course for doctors run by left-wing activists who said that white people are psychopaths because their evolutionary history. Oh, yeah, we're not going to talk about the Arabs still utilizing slavery right now. There's more slaves today than there actually ever has been. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that whole evolutionary history. We're going to talk about Africa selling their own people off to slaves. Yeah, we don't want to talk about that evolutionary history. Or the Spanish, the conquistadors. That's just the white man's fault. Yeah. Yeah. We're the cause of all the world's problems. That's right. Wasn't it the white man that came up with basically the idea of capitalism, Adam Smith? The free markets? That pulled like most of the world out of poverty? By the way, I want to point out, I always say this, race has nothing to do with anything. Race has nothing to do with anything. It's all down to the individual person. I keep saying that. I keep saying it. For some reason, the left want to focus on race all the time. Like, if I looked at we have black people that watch the show. The reason I say black people, not everybody's African American, not everybody's black that comes from Africa. So we have black people, we got everybody, right? If I looked at you, of course I'm going to see somebody with dark skin. I'm not an idiot. But I'm not going, oh, this person's a black person, and attribute all these stereotypes to you. I'll be like, okay, like, what do you do for work? Like, how you doing? Like, I don't know. Casual conversation because you're a normal ass person. I'm really into comedy, and I will say a stereotype seems like black people really love comedy, and so do I. So I love being around people that just crack up all the time because it gets me going. If somebody starts laughing, I start laughing. Like Cat Williams. Cat Williams is great. I'm stopped reading the chat. You guys are free. I just read, somebody said I'm a Heinz 57. What the hell? Jesus. The course, which costs $575 per attendee and is titled Understanding the Roots of Racism and Bias, Anti-Blackness and Its Links to Whiteness. Can we start over here? The course, which costs $575 per attendee, this is a medical school, and is titled Understanding the Roots of Racism and Bias, Anti-Blackness and Its Links to Whiteness, White Racism, Privilege, and Power, will be administered by DEI consultant and anti-white activist Dante King. Mr. King! King previously gave a speech at UCSF titled Diagnosing Whiteness, in which he claimed that whites are psychopaths because of their evolutionary history. Whites are, oh, we have the clip. Oh, hell yeah. Check this out.
Are psychopaths, and their behavior represents an underlying biologically transmitted proclivity with roots deep in their evolutionary history. How many of you could see the proclivity that evolved deep within the evolutionary history of whiteness by show of hands? How many of you could see it? Some people are.
Dude, is he attributing genetics? Holy crap, that's insane.
Sitting here, oh no, I don't want to raise my hand. That's called denial. There's no discussion about the delusion and the perversion of whiteness. Say this with me. Rape culture in America is a legal, economic, and moral institution. So we have it written in the law, you can rape Black women. But we've never been a racist country. This goes beyond gaslighting, and it's rooted in psychological delusion. And I'm not seeking agreement from white people at all. I don't prioritize whiteness or white people in my work in that way. So turn to your neighbor and say, as much as we want to talk about how bad anti-Blackness is, it is the foundation of all American, all white American institutions. We then get to Ron DeSantis. He says, in Florida, we're taking a stand against the state-sanctioned racism that is critical race theory. We won't allow for the tax dollars to be spent teaching kids to hate our country or hate each other, only to hate Black people. We will invest dollars in that. I think whites are psychopathic. I think there are many lies, the level of lying that white people do that has started since colonialism. We're just used to it. Teenagers, young people that are going out and committing home invasions and hitting women over the head with objects and stealing their purses. I want you to just say that's just human nature. And if you're sitting here, you're going, wow, he sounds really pro-Black. I am. And for all you white people who are unwilling to admit that you're pro-white, you're just not saying it.
What would you say for folks who may say that your work is considered to be reverse racism?
I don't make room for that.
That's hard to watch. Holy Lordy. I mean, some of you are writing in the chat that the dude's a racist. Yeah. This is there's a book by, I think it's Robin DiAngelo. Is it called White Privilege, I believe? The idea of critical race theory, and we talk about this in my book, Trojan Horse. We have either an entire chapter or a portion of a chapter dedicated to it, kind of how it came from critical law studies. And I kind of take you through the progression of how we got to critical race theory, what it is, and how it's implemented in the education system. Again, great holiday gift right now. Trojan Horse, How the Left is Destroying America. Might as well, let's see if I can plug it for y'all. I'll give you the link to it. Trojan Horse, How the Left. Now when you type in Trojan Horse, it's like the first book that comes up, which is awesome. So I'll put in the chat for you guys if you wanted to buy a, oh, it's way too long. All right. That's what she said. All right. Short link. Here we go. There's the link to Trojan Horse for those on Rumble. There you go. Buy a copy for your friend and family member. It's actually on sale right now. It's the idea that if you are white, you are undeniably racist, and that there is no way of changing that. Even if, let's build the argument, even if you acknowledge that you're racist, well, obviously you're still racist. Even if you are white and say that you're not racist, well, you're just not conscious about it. You have unconscious racism in you. So you are just a racist. So no matter what you do, by you being just white alone, there's nothing you can do about it. And what you need to do is just bow down to everything and everybody about it. And critical race theory takes the idea that there's any sort of disparity that's based on race, it must be attributed to racism from top down. Like racism is the answer. It couldn't be somebody's individual selection and choice of behavior that they're doing, or the progression of the life that they chose for themselves. Nobody told you to go into this store here and loot the stuff. You did this on your own accord. If you got arrested and this was on your record, you're probably not going to find a job. And when you struggle trying to find a job and that job's low income, you're not going to sit there and be able to build yourself up. If your family's currently in poverty and you wanted to get yourself out of poverty, the answer is not going stealing things. The answer is, hey, why don't you get a good education like Thomas Sowell and a bunch of other people did, and climb yourself out of that poverty. And that goes for white people too, because there's more white people in poverty than there are black people. It's just an example. And I want to emphasize that because the left love to clip things from people, take it out of context, and then play with it and call them a racist. That's why on the show, I know I'm repeating myself when I say, I don't like racism. Racism is evil. It's despicable. It's wrong. Not for it. Don't like it. And then what they'll do is just call you racist no matter what, because you're white. You're white. So I'm so tired of this garbage. Obama started all of this. Yeah, you're actually correct. Obama did start a lot of this. But remember, he was supposed to unify the country. And you want to know who had the same messaging? Joe Biden. Joe Biden had the same messaging. Good girl Cece said, wow, this is ridiculous. But you know who also pushes this kind of nonsense. The View. Sunny is the worst. Correcting. I mean, that's why we have the best. We have the best freaking community. I'll let you guys know when you're wrong. I haven't seen one yet. Must be Joyd Reid's brother. Said Devin. Miriam says black people like that. Oh, I can't say that, Miriam. That's why Miriam's over on freaking Rumble. Miriam, I can't say that. By the way, Miriam, I think Miriam is black, right? Miriam, aren't you black? Miriam's going hard over at Rumble. I love you, girl. Yeah, I can't say that over on YouTube, but that's why I love it, because there's totally two separate chats happening. There's YouTube, which is like PG-13, and then everybody who wants to just, she says yes, and we still love you. Look at that. And by the way, Miriam's beautiful. Miriam is a beautiful woman. I can see her profile picture right now. I don't know where I was going. What I'm saying is that there's like PG-13 YouTube, and then everybody that wants to get their grievances out just start laying in, just smacking. You go over to Rumble and you get it out. But I love that. Say your piece. You go, girl. Love it. Kester Bunny says, is it Keister Bunny? So small. That's what she said. Ratio of melanin has no, thank you. God, thank you. This is exactly what I mean. Ratio of melanin has no correlation to bigotry. Bigotry is what affects bigotry. Thank you. Thank you. What the actual F? Yes. Agreed. Well, that is today's show. I want to plug this, folks. I'm about to go on 2 weeks of vacation. I'm not leaving. So the show is going to be longer these next 2 weeks. I'm probably going to be streaming for like 2 hours. If you want to join me, we'll still have the hour-long episode. I'm just going to keep going like I am right now, right? It's 7:07, but I'm going to keep going because there's more news to cover. You guys, look, I don't get through all my stuff. If I do, I could do a 3-4 hour long show. So you do that. But so starting next week, starting Monday, we're going to be doing a lot long-form shows. If you want to become a member, it's absolutely free. I'm going to try to figure out locals. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't want to ask them. I don't know why you're not able to join at locals. When I do it, it says support, but then the website says, oops, page not found. So why don't we figure this? Can somebody try that's not a member? I'm not saying become one. Could somebody, Krager, is Krager a member? That whale means support. Yeah, somebody not. Karen, can you try to click join? I'm not asking you to become a member. I mean, I would love for you to become a member, but you donate in other ways. Greatly appreciate you. Can you try to use the join tab over Rumble? I love how we're doing this live. So can somebody try to join over at Rumble and let me know if it works? Because it's not working for me. Experts have told me I'm both a racist and a homophobe. They should know. Oh, goody. Yep, there we go. CC says Rumble is where it's at. Shout out to that chat. There you go. Michelle, yeah, he is the racist. But remember, he has no room for it. I will look into it. Cool. I will try to see if I have secret agent figured out today too. It could be because locals deleted my original one and so I had to create a new one, and it could just be all messed up that way. But I'd love to get that going because you guys keep asking. I want to figure that out. So anyways, all right, enough of me ranting, Raven. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We will be live again here tomorrow, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. As always, there you go, page not found. Thank you, Dizzy. Appreciate it. I'm going to get on top of that today when I get home, maybe even later today. So greatly appreciate you guys. Members only video. Check out the town hall. Big numbers. You guys are making a difference. Thank you so much for helping. Thank you, everybody, for saying it's not working. Perfect. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Dizzy. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Krager. Thank you, you guys. You guys are on top of that. Greatly appreciate you. And with that being said, I'll see you next time here on the Bold Brad Show. Thank you, everybody, for that donated today's show. Appreciate you. Adios.